The arrival of migrants in northeastern parts of the country, like New York City and Washington, has started to put a strain on those cities' resources. New York City Mayor Eric Adams declared a state of emergency as he struggles to house the influx of migrants. This all began when governors from some southern states began transporting migrants from the border to so-called sanctuary cities in the north. Jeffrey Thielman is the president and the CEO of the International Institute of New England, which serves newly arrived migrants in the Northeast. Jeffrey, thanks so much for joining us.
You bet. Thank you for having me.
So from your experience, do migrants feel that they are getting the support that they need when they arrive after a long and arduous journey, escaping dire straits in their native countries to come here for a better opportunity for themselves and their children? What are those services like for folks who are undertaking this perilous?
I can't speak for every state in the nation, but I can say here in Massachusetts and in greater Boston, there is a desire to welcome people who come here for a number of different reasons. One is, we need workers in this part of the country. We probably need them all over the country. And so when people come here, the first thing migrants want to do is get a job and go to work. And so with that in mind, we, those of us who do this kind of work, are working with state government and local government to find these folks housing, enroll them in English classes, help them get the services they need, enroll them in healthcare plans, and eventually, and as quickly as possible, help them to get to work.
So what are some of the things that state and local leaders can do, better to support these migrants?
Provide funding. You always need to have more funding to do this kind of work. But as we say to state and local leaders, once you provide that funding, and that funding actually helps us to hire case managers and people that do work with migrants, it allows us to offer English classes, not just us, all the groups that do this kind of work. It allows us to give a little bit of support to people when they get here, when they need money to pay rent. But that will come back in spades to our economy in this region, because these folks will work, they will contribute to the economy, and they will pay taxes. So it's a good deal for all of us. But, we always need resources. And I would say, at least here in our region, and I think this is true all over the country, groups like ours and state and local government work in partnership to resolve these issues of people coming to our region quickly. So I think we can all work together to help newcomers.
So as we reported, there are some cities that are struggling with hosting the group of migrants that arrive to the city centers. Is it fair to expect? I guess the question becomes, what are cities to do who want to provide for a better opportunity for these migrants, but are struggling sometimes to provide basic services for residents of those said cities?
Sure. I mean, look, most cities in the United States, at least here in the Northeast, have a housing crisis already. There aren't enough shelters. There aren't enough homes that are affordable. There aren't enough apartments that are affordable. So we already have a crisis on our hands in housing. And so the important thing to do is to get ready, for governments to get ready, local governments, state governments to get ready, meaning to, solve or address the housing shortages we have already, and then to get ready for newcomers coming into the region. If you think about it, we can't have enough workers in our region if we don't have enough housing to begin with. So it's kind of, the idea really is to be prepared in advance of people coming. That's easier said than done. I realize that. If people come very quickly, your system is overwhelmed, and you've got to look to nonprofits, government working together to help people who are coming.
We've seen busloads of migrants from the border being sent by Texas or by Florida to, New York, to Massachusetts, Martha's Vineyard. And the argument that these states are making is, hey, it's not fair. We have to deal with thousands and thousands and thousands of migrants. And so we send you a handful of migrants up north, and you're all bent out of shape about it. What I'm putting aside is the fact that many of these migrants say they were completely lied to. They had expectations about having a place to go, that they would have a job, and we'll put that aside. Is the overall argument, is that valid that, these southern states bear the brunt of the migrants coming over the border, and while northern states sort of get to finger wag about how they're approaching it, but they don't actually have to absorb that many people?
Well, 25% of the city of Boston is foreign born, something like that. That's about our figure. So we have a lot of people in this area who were born elsewhere, who came to this region to start new lives and to contribute to our economy. And so I'm not sure I buy the argument that we're not doing our part in this part of the country to welcome people. Certainly people coming over the border puts a lot of pressure on border communities. No doubt about that. But I don't think sending people up here in busloads solves the immigration crisis in this country. It doesn't address policy issues. It's not a serious policy proposal. I mean, I would say in this region, I don't think we get bent out of shape. We get together as nonprofit human services providers and local and state government, and we try to find solutions.
Jeffrey, thank you very much.
Great to be on the program. Thank you.